If you have a windmill anywhere near your house.
In 2019, President Trump claimed that the noise from wind turbines causes cancer. Sounds alarming, right?
And they say the noise causes cancer.
But is it true? Today we are going to dig into the question, do wind turbines really cause cancer?
And they say the noise causes cancer.
That's what was publicly stated. Could turbines be silently poisoning us? Let's see if this claim holds up under scrutiny. Where did this idea even come from? One obvious seed was that 2019 Trump remark, widely fact-checked and debunked. But there was already a longer-running narrative that wind turbines cause a cluster of health issues, sometimes grouped under the phrase wind turbine syndrome. It's understandable why people believe it. Turbines are big, noisy, mysterious machines on the horizon. People living near them sometimes report headaches, dizziness, trouble sleeping, and more. But reporting a symptom is not the same as proving a cause. So, how do we separate noise from nonsense? Investigation. A. How turbines could affect you. Let's map out the plausible pathways and check whether they're realistic. 1. Audible noise. Wind turbines make sound. At typical distances, the noise level is modest, often in the range of 30 to 45 dB, outdoors for many homes near turbines. To give you a reference, a quiet library is around 30 dB, while a normal conversation is around 60 dB. Noise above certain levels over time can be irritating or disruptive. That's well established in environmental noise research. But irritation or sleep disturbance is a far cry from triggering cancer cells. 2. Low-frequency sound and infrasound. Wind turbines also produce low-frequency noise and infrasound, which is sound waves at frequencies below human hearing. Some critics argue those could subtly stress the body. But here's the catch. Measurements near turbines often find that infrasound levels are similar to or lower than ambient infrasound in everyday environments, such as wind, waves, or traffic, once you get a reasonable distance away. Also, even within a few hundred meters, the infrasound pressure is typically well below thresholds thought to influence physiological systems. 3. Electromagnetic fields, EMF. Regardless if the energy is produced from renewable sources or from fossil fuels, any big electrical infrastructure produces electromagnetic fields. But the EMF levels around wind turbines are very low, well overshadowed by more common sources, like your cell phone and household wiring. No credible study has linked turbine EMF to cancer. 4. Indirect stress and annoyance pathways. Some researchers have asked whether living near wind turbines might indirectly affect health, not through radiation or chemicals, but through stress, annoyance, or sleep disruption caused by the noise itself. That kind of chronic stress can, over time, influence things like blood pressure or hormone levels. But, and this is key, that's not unique to wind turbines. Any ongoing noise or disturbance, from traffic to a snoring roommate, can have similar effects. When scientists have tried to measure this specifically for people living near turbines, the results are weak and inconsistent. Some studies find a link between turbine noise and self-reported sleep problems or annoyance. Others find no relationship at all once you control for personal attitudes or expectations. B. What the science actually shows. Okay, now let's walk through what peer-reviewed studies and health organizations say. A 2014 review in Frontiers in Public Health concluded that EMF, shadow flicker, low-frequency noise, and infrasound are unlikely to affect human health, and that some reported symptoms may correlate with annoyance or expectations. Link in the description. Another major review in MDPI from 2021 concluded that wind turbine sound does not lead to health effects beyond annoyance. Link in the description. A scoping review in Science Direct looked at 84 studies in residential settings. It found noise-related annoyance was a common outcome, but no consistent relationship between turbines and biological stress markers or disease. Link in the description. Health Canada's large wind turbine noise and health study measured both subjective reports and objective health parameters, like blood pressure, sleep quality, and cortisol levels in hair. Their preliminary results showed no clear changes in those outcomes based on proximity to turbines. Link in the description. Authors summarizing over 100 peer-reviewed studies in US, Canada, UK, and Australia conclude that properly sited turbines do not pose a risk to human health. Link in the description. The American Cancer Society, per fact checks, notes there is no credible evidence linking turbine noise to cancer. Link in the description. In short, there is no scientific, epidemiological basis for claiming turbines cause cancer. Studies simply haven't found any consistent association. C. Addressing wind turbine syndrome and complaint bias. The idea of wind turbine syndrome lumps all sorts of symptoms: nausea, headaches, vertigo, brain fog, and even autism or miscarriage into one catch-all alleged disease. However, this is not recognized by any medical classification system. Interestingly, many of the locations where these complaints proliferate also correlate with local media coverage and anti-wind activism. The pattern resembles a nocebo effect. If people expect harm, they may report symptoms consistent with those expectations. Also, in some surveys, people who obtain financial benefit, like lease payments or community incentives, report less annoyance even when noise levels are comparable. This suggests that attitude, expectation, and context play a major role in reported effects. Finally, remember that cancer has known risk factors: chemicals, radiation, genetics, smoking, and so on. If turbines were a cause, the expectations would be more consistent cancer clusters in large population studies. But this is not the case. Conclusion. So here's what we can confidently say. There is no credible scientific evidence that wind turbines cause cancer. The data do not support any direct carcinogenic mechanism. What is supported is that wind turbines can be a source of annoyance, noise complaints, and in rare situations sleep disturbance, especially when they're too close or poorly sited. Sometimes those annoyances can amplify worries and symptoms through psychological, stress, or expectation effects. This myth is a powerful example of how fear and misunderstanding can spread faster than facts. It's not inherently malicious. People worry about their health, that's natural, but it shows why we must demand evidence, not just claims. If someone says wind turbines cause cancer, here's a respectful way to respond. I would want to see good epidemiological evidence. As far as I can tell from peer-reviewed research, none exists. Would you like to share your source of information? I would like to see it. If you like these kinds of deep dives, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments, what weird claim should we quiz next? Stay curious, stay skeptical, and see you soon.